Want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. This will be my last Sunday show for 2021, so please tune in for this last Sunday show. Watch the clock, sit back, relax. You do have time to go and get you a cup of coffee, water, or what have you. So please join me again. This is my last Sunday show for 2022. See you soon. Want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. We will be broadcasting the last Sunday show for today, for 2021. And you will not see me anymore until probably March of 2022, the new year. Of course, this is not the show that I wanted to broadcast today. The show that I wanted to broadcast today, unfortunately, I didn't get some information. I did an FOI from the police chief. I was waiting on some information from him as it relates to one or two police officers who I believe that are problematic, that have no business continuing to work for the Blythe Police Department. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten that information yet. Look like I might have to take the chief back to court. and have the court to compel him to release that information upon the FOI uh, rules, that is. So I don't have that information, and so I can't bring that show to you today about these particular officers. I want to say if you know anything about the information I'm looking for, whether you're an ex-police officer or present police officer, whether you're a personnel of the city or whatever, if you know any information, please, there's my crawler down at the bottom. Contact me at 870-740-1515. Okay, that's my number there. Text me, call me, um, inbox me, Facebook, or what have you. Okay, and share that information. Of course, I will keep you anonymous. Okay, no one will know that you and I have talked. These police officers must come off the Bravo Police Department payroll. They have no business um, working for the Bravo Police Department as a public servant. Uh, it was alleged back a while. I tried to get some information to where there was police officers. It was reported that one of the police officers appeared at a hospital to where this police officer was intoxicated while being on call. Okay, and so I have not gotten that information. So there are some problems with the Bravo Police Department, and I believe that for some reason or another, the chief of police is, for some reason, he will not release that information to me as it relates to these police officers. So I'm bringing you a substitute uh, show today, which also has to do with a police officer. The police officer being ex-police officer, I think his name Ernest Fry. I want to talk about him today, to where I believe that he was somewhat unfairly um, terminated. The reason I say unfairly terminated, although it might have been warranted for his termination, but he was terminated, I believe, for allegedly violating the constitutional civil rights of a particular uh, person, if you will. And Thompson pretty much did somewhat of a similar. When I say Thompson, I mean Chief Thompson. He did somewhat similar, or if not the exact same thing that they fired. Uh, I think he was a lieutenant, Lieutenant Ernest Fry. And I'm going to show you a video and let you be the judge whether or not you believe Chief Thompson might have overstepped his authority the way he handled this situation. Okay. But we're going to show you a video of that. But before we go to that, I just want to show you real quickly. Many of you, I'm hoping that, let me see if I get everything set up here, because you know me, sometime I won't have things set up, but I want to show you just real quickly. Let me see if I can pull it up. Going to add this to the screen. Okay. All right. Now, many of you know this. Hoping I'm got everything up right here. Yes, look like we're working. But many of you who have been watching the two trials, one in Georgia and this other one took place in, I think, Wisconsin. Um, Many of you saw what happened in this particular case. This was a 17-year-old kid at the time, broke curfew. That was a violation. Um, Not old enough to even um, buy a firearm. So that was a violation against the law. Okay. Uh, he was not even tried for those cases. I think the judge threw those charges out. Okay. Now, You pretty much can read that. Simply what it say. We have Tamara Rice from Cleveland, Ohio, 12-year-old kid. Couldn't even go to the playground or park, that is, playing with a fake toy gun. Police pulled up at the park, shot and killed Tamara Rice in 2 seconds. There have been other reports that it might have been, probably a little longer, 4 seconds. What's the difference between 2 and 4? But this young man was killed. Let's just say he was killed less than 5 seconds. Didn't even have time to comply to a command if a command was given. You can't give a command in 2 seconds. But this young man, 12 years old, was shot and killed on the park, as opposed to uh, Rittenhouse was allowed to go to another uh, state, 17 years old. No one questioned him about his age, 17 years old, with a high-powered rifle, assault weapon, that is. Those things are illegal to even possess. I mean, come on. When I say possess, you don't, what are you going to use them for? Those are military type weapons, and they shouldn't be carried on the street. Those are military style weapons. But 17-year-old kid, no one saw anything wrong with it. No one questioned him. And he was able to surrender walking up to police officers with a high-powered rifle. And he lived. As it say right here in the photo, he was able to go home and sleep. And not to mention go to trial and be convicted of all charges, thanks to, they call him a lunatic judge. But I add something else on there, lunatic racist judge. I mean, there's been reports on him, and I have no reason to doubt those reports. I mean, he really very disrespectful to the uh, prosecution team. The way he tried to belittle the prosecution team, you would think that this Rittenhouse, I think you might have heard some of the comments to where you would thought that this was the judge relative, son, grandson, or what have you, you know. And you can see Rittenhouse every time he got in trouble with any kind of questioning that he didn't like, he'll turn to the judge. It's almost like, help me out, judge. I don't want to answer that question. Judge helped him out. And so we still got the Ahmaud Arbery case that's coming up. They will be bringing that case up in, I want to say, closing arguments is Monday. All right. So please tune in tomorrow. Closing arguments and the Ahmaud Arbery case. Okay. So please tune in. All right. Now, the case that I want to talk about today, let me get some of this stuff off. Let me get rid of this. Okay, let me get rid of that. Now, the case that I want to talk about today has to do with the police chief. Okay. Now, we're going to be talking about that right there. One of the topics, know your rights on property disputes. This was a case that I'm going to show you that Ross Thompson involved himself in. This was a civil matter. For the most part, police departments, to my knowledge, don't usually participate in civil matters. Okay. They normally have the two people to go to court to settle their matters because it's a civil matter. All right. But this is one case to where Chief Ross Thompson personally involved himself into. All right. And I'm going to tell you how that happened in a little bit. Now, as I mentioned, let me go up here and try to find this this paperwork for you. I got to go back in here. Let's pull it up right now. All right. I want to show you an incident report. Uh, I played that video. I hope you all. Um, I hope you all heard that video. Let me see if I get any comments. I'm hoping that it has some volume to it. Let's see. See if y'all heard me. I'm hoping you all had some volume on that video that I just played. If you didn't have any volume on that video, please give me some kind of message, okay? And I will play it over if we didn't have any volume. All right. We didn't have any volume, please let me know and I will play it over. All right. Now, let's see if we can pull this up. Is that the one I want? I think so. All right. Let me just go to my comments over here. I'm asking a question right quick. Did we have any kind of volume? Give me a thumbs up or give me a yes. Were you all able to hear that volume? Let me see if I get anybody responding to me over here. Hello to everybody. My sister Deborah Thompson, how you doing, sweetheart? Miss Collins, how you doing? That's Tam. Miss Linda Cannon, how you doing? Hey, again, before I proceed, those of you who are watching right now, did you all did you all hear any volume on the video that I just played? I don't know if I had it checked off. Just give me a thumbs up if you heard volume. If not, I want to play it again. All right. I joined late, so I didn't see it. Okay, thanks, Mrs. Collins. I don't guess no one else. I guess everyone must have tuned in late. Play it again. I wasn't here. Okay. Well, I tell you, look like I don't get rid of it. I believe. Let me go back up here. I think I got rid of it. But anyway, in case you all didn't hear it, I'm going to see if I can pull it up one more time, okay? So just hold tight. Make sure that I have it. Now, where is that video? Okay. Well, I can't find it. Look like I done lost it into my file there. And so, but anyway, what I really want to do is, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me cancel that first. But anyway, I don't know if you all gonna be able to see that. That's the final order. That's 2. Okay. Now, I'll probably play it again later on. If you all didn't see it, I hope I had my box checked where I had volume. Okay. But if I can play it again, I'll play it again at the end of the show. How about that? So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'll play it again at the end of the show. How about that? All right. But anyway, I want to go up here and show you, if I can find it. I want to show you a document, court document that is, about the case that I want to talk to you about right now. Okay. So let me go back in here and pull that up right now. All right. And you all can follow along with me as I pull it up. Okay. I think this is the case here. Let's see. I think so. Now, if you all can see that, please turn your phone landscape or whatever. I don't turn that heat on now and start sweating. Turn your phone landscape and you can see everything pretty much a whole lot better in terms of reading. Okay. But anyway, this is, I don't know, many of you might know this place. Let me drop this down a little bit. I think many of you may get that out of the way. Many of you may know this store up at the light of McHaney and Division. It used to be a business there that is operated by some foreigners. They from the country Yemen. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yemen, Yemen, Yemen. Uh, they had a dispute up there. I guess they all partners or whatever, and to where the police was called. And to my understanding, Officer uh, Fry initially was on the call, went to the call, uh, and he did some things that the police department said that was against police policy in terms of a warrantless search or what have you. There's some other things that they alleged. All right. And so he was basically terminated for that. And they mentioned a few other things in terms of his performance or what have you. But I want to show you something that Chief Thompson uh, did that was somewhat similar, if not exactly, uh, in the firing of Mr. Ex-Officer Ernest Fry. All right. So let me get this off for you first. Get that off. Get that banner out of your way. Okay. Just get that out of your way. Now, I can't pronounce these foreigners' name, but that is the case right there. Make sure I got it blowed up good for you. But that is the case right there. All right. And let me just scroll down to where I can just basically just this case right here. Now, mind you, this incident happened on November the 8th, 2017. Okay. And this case was originally filed in October of 2017, excuse me. Make sure I get that right. October the 30th, 2017 is when this case was filed. This incident, as it relates to Lieutenant Ernest Fry, it occurred on November the 8th, 2017, when he went to the Lucky's Market up on Division and McHaney. All right. And I'm going to pull that up for you before we come back to this case. Let me just go ahead and pull that up for you. So let's get out of this here. All right. And let me just pull this up for you. That way you get a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about here. All right. Okay. That's the wrong thing. Just give me a little bit. Just be patient with me. I'll get you there in a little bit. All right. Okay, we're about to come up now. Now, okay. Look like we're right here. So let's see if that's the one that we want. 2%. Okay, I think this is the one we want. Yes, this is the one we want. Now, this is a case that that occurred in 2017. All right. I was hoping to pull all that up for you. Okay. Now. Okay, now. If I can, 1, 2, just give me a little bit, y'all. I'll get you there. Okay. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But anyway, this is a case that took place November the 8th, 2017. Okay. Now, let me scroll down through here and I can pretty much show you, read to you exactly what this case was about. All right. Um, this case was dismissed. Okay. And well, actually, the judgment came down. Go back up here. The judgment came down January the 19th, 2017. Now, mind you, this case was still pending. Okay. It was still being litigated, still on the court dockets. In November uh, 2018, when Chief Thompson went to this place of business, Lucky, and he made a decision in a civil matter, which he should not have done. Now, this case was not uh, uh, in order as a writ of possession. That did not occur until January the 19th, 2018. Okay. Harris was the uh, attorney for the defendant, and Richard Rose was the attorney for these folks from Yemen. I guess they both from Yemen or whatever. But Richard Rose was the attorney for the plaintiff, and Jim Harris was the attorney for the defendant. Now, what happened in this case? Okay, the plaintiff did not meet the burden of proof. Okay, so due to the fact that the plaintiff did not meet the burden of proof, and he didn't put up what they call security money that will cover any type of uh, award that is to be given to the defendant, shall the plaintiff lose. Okay. So that's what that was. In the court, what they did, they end up dismissing this case. All right. They dismissed this case. So the plaintiff, well, actually, they denied the order. A writ of possession. That's what this plaintiff was trying to get, him and his attorney, Richard Rose. That was denied. Okay. That was the first order. All right. Now let's go to the second order. If we can find that. Okay. We're going to go to the second order now. Let's go back up here and close this out. I'm hoping you all are following me where you pretty much can follow what I'm talking about. And let's go up here to the final order, excuse me. I know some of you are probably having a hard time following me on this, but believe me, it's not hard at all. Okay, now this is the final order right here. All right. Hopefully you all can see that. Now let me read that to you. This was the final order, April the 6th, 2018. All right. It say on November the 6th, well, now on this 6th day of April 2018, is presented to the court the oral motion of the parties to dismiss this action. Based it upon the agreement of the parties, the court does hereby order that the complaint and the counter complaint filed herein are both dismissed with prejudice. It is further ordered that all payments submitted to the circuit clerk by the defendant during the pendency of this action shall be immediately returned to the defendant. Counsel James W. Harris. It is so ordered. Tanya Alexander, she signed it. She was a sitting judge in this case. I'm believing it was approved by Richard Rose, attorney for the plaintiff, as well as Jim Harris, the attorney for the defendant. So this case wasn't solved until 2018. So why was Chief Thompson at this business making a decision about a civil matter for which he fired his fellow officer, that is, Ernest Fry, for doing somewhat similar in terms of who was the rightfully party, that is, to the, let me turn this phone off, it's ringing on me. Seems like every time I get ready to boy.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
Just give me a minute. All right, we're back. Now, as I stated, Chief Thompson fired Lieutenant Ernest Fry for making decision in what he considered to number one, be a civil matter, and two, to be in violations of one, civil rights, and violation against policy as well. Now, I'm going to play this video for you real quickly now, okay? Now, you just heard this case was filed October of 2018, okay? 2017, excuse me. And this case was not solved until April the 6th of 2018. It was still pending. All right. So let's go up here and try to find this video, and let's play that for you. All right. Let's find this video. Let's get this out of the way first. Let's remove that, and we're going to see if we can play this video now.
You know, neither one of them produced this yesterday, you know that. Huh? You can if you like.
All right, which one's that?
Yeah.
Alex, you got a minute? Yeah, step on over here real quick. Hey, man, what's up, man?
Good.
I don't want to interrupt your business or anything like this, just for a second. But this gentleman over here, I know he came down the other day and he's doing some work, and you may have claimed, money and some different stuff like this. Okay, this gentleman here has produced paperwork that he owns this property. He owns this property. He has provided us with documentation that this man here owns this property. Okay, and he's going to be over there and he's going to be doing some work.
And my other property.
Working on his property. This is his property.
999. 999. That's my Alex. That's 1001. You're fine.
Okay. Well, I know the other day some questions came up about some money and stuff like this.
My attorney did this. The only lucky mark.
Hopefully, you all can hear the sound. If
Yes,
not,
my attorney, he said,
give me
show
some
you
kind of
guys.
missions.
And you guys have any question, you guys can call. Only lucky marker we went to and that's it. And that they can building to the northeast only lucky marker only. We rented to
He
him.
owns this property, and that he's going to be over there working. Okay, he has a lawful right to be there. I would recommend that you guys just work it out or keep your distance or whatever. Okay? Because we're not going to.
His property or whatever back there is not my property.
Thank you. That's where we went.
Well, my understanding, this building here is owned as well.
Yeah, we own this everything.
You own this building that we are standing in right now.
Yes, sir. See, we went there. Lucky mark.
He doesn't technically own it, somebody else owns it.
Can you tell him that's his business, officer?
This is his
Can you
property.
tell him that's his business?
This is-
To stay away from my business.
Okay, hold up.
We'll get there. Okay.
This building, this structure is owned by him.
By someone else.
He
He's representing someone else.
Doesn't matter, sir. He has power of attorney. He's presenting to this right here.
I got it.
For all intents and purposes, this man owns this property. Now, if he needs to come in here and inspect his property, he can inspect his property. Yes, sir, he can lawfully. He can come in here as any landlord can, guys. This is simple.
I
This
know,
is,
but I got my
this-
word, the papers
I
that
don't, I'm not, don't care what your lawyer said, sir. I'm telling you what the law is with the landlord stuff, okay? As the owner of this property, he can come in and inspect this property.
in the
Now,
lease.
you don't,
You
actually,
sign it, Alex, you
I wish
sign
we
it.
weren't even interrupting the business. These people want to do business right now. I'm just telling you, the man has presented the property, the correct documents to us. As far as the police department is concerned,
That's my signature. My signature, that's his signature.
you
I'm
guys
the one
do
I signed the
business
lease.
here,
I'm the one I
let him
signed.
do his work over there. Y'all just, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm here to say. Who owes what money to who is not our business. That's up for y'all to decide and determine later on, okay?
cases pending and there's court.
This video is not long.
Courts handle all that. All we're saying is that this gentleman has the right, he can come in and inspect this property. He needs to be able to. unabated. Unabated.
See, that's like I
But
told
it
you
shouldn't
yesterday.
interrupt the business.
Yes, sir.
I don't
When you
think
get
it's
when
gonna
you
try to.
get this, let the courts handle the rest of it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I didn't have it yesterday. You're right. Yeah, I thought I don't have it. Yes,
I wish you'd have had this
We're
yesterday.
not gonna have
Yes,
a police officer come in just because the guy wants to do work on his building.
But you see,
Okay.
we find a lot of too many
What I would do though is I would recommend
We
you
just
guys
about
work
to
out
the
a,
end.
a time frame so that you try not to interrupt the business, and I think he's probably gonna try to be working.
I
over
never,
it. The
I'm
biggest
not gonna
thing
come
is-
here unless I have a police to inspect the property. But there, I'm gonna be in my own. I got my own key, my own door, my own
Good.
parking lot.
All right.
I'm not gonna come here
As far as
never.
all the money and all of that stuff,
Yes,
you guys work that out in court. All we wanna do is keep all the peace between y'all as y'all try to do your businesses and stuff.
Thank you.
Does that sound fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Does that fair enough?
He do what is not building, whatever I want to do.
Alex, I appreciate
He
it.
don't charge me.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You got business, let them, yeah, y'all do business, okay? All right,
Thank you, officer, so much.
fair enough, good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
officer,
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
And
All
thank
right.
you, officer. And thank you, Mr. Ahmed.
You guys do that.
And thank you, Lucky. He called his name Lucky, but his name Walid. Walid.
Walid.
He got my store business name.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, officer.
That's no
All
problem.
right. And thank you again, Mr. Officer.
You're welcome. If there are any issues, call us and let us know. But I would recommend that each of you guys kind of do your
Yes,
own
I
thing for a
never
while,
gonna
okay?
go this side. I only come here out. I got my own doors, and
I
I
got
got other side door too,
Right.
and that's it.
Right.
I'm not a trouble person. I just wanna
I
leave.
wish
I
I had
believe
this
that.
yesterday.
I truly believe that, and I think he needs to be able to.
So this
do
pretty
his
much is
business
the
as
end of
well.
that
We don't wanna
video.
interrupt
We'll
his
just go ahead and
business
stop
at
it
all.
now.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that was a civil matter. That's the civil matter I was telling you about. This case was filed October of 2017. Okay. Ross Thompson appeared at this business, Chief Ross Thompson, on November of 2017, that same year, about a month later. And he was there. You could hear him saying who was the owner of the property, what the owner could do, blah, 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 blah. First of all, the sheriff department is, to my knowledge, is the one that normally get involved with decisions like this here. It's called, let me just put this word up here for you. Whenever there is a civil dispute as it relates to property, um, and you feel like there's going to be some kind of, um, um, trouble, if you will, if you go there and you are to collect your things that personally belongs to you, or even to, or say an eviction, a person will not leave your property, then you can request of the sheriff department. I don't even know if the police department, are involved in these type of cases. Normally, it's the sheriff department, and they do what they call, you see that word there, a civil standby. Okay, civil standby. The word is clearly, it means exactly what it says. Civil standby. The police are there. Well, let's read. It say the sheriff department participate only to keep the peace. In other words, to make sure don't know nothing get out of hand, fights, arguments, that type of thing. Okay, and assure property is returned to the owner. But excuse me, but guess what? It must be supported by a court order. You hear Thompson indicate that he has paperwork. He never identified what the kind of paperwork that this other person had. First of all, he shouldn't have got involved in that legal matter. Both have attorneys. Jim Harris was the attorney for the defendant, and Richard Rose was the the attorney for the plaintiff. Okay, they have attorneys. But Chief Thompson was there playing a judge. He made a call as to what rights one party or the other had to either be there or not be there, what he could do or what he could not do. The sheriff department, as well as the police department in this particular case, they have no business giving legal advice or trying to make a decision as to what property belongs to whom. They do not supposedly do that. All right? Thompson did that. That is a clear violation of the rules of civil procedure. I don't know what their policy says, but I do know that that is a violation of the rules of civil procedure. That was not a criminal matter. Ross Thompson had no business participating in that particular incident, unless, of course, one or the other party was doing something that could be deemed as criminal, like uh, harassment or challenging the other to a fist fight or something like that, which is considered along the lines of disorderly conduct. All right. And if it becomes physical, now you got battery and assault. All right. But the question now becomes, uh, was it fair? This is what I meant to tell you all. When two parties is having problems and they don't went to court. See, I've been through this here before many times, at least, well, not many times, about 4 times I've been through this. And what you must do to, once you go to court, let's say you win your case. All you have is a judgment. That's all you have, a judgment. Now you have to still either get the other party to pay you. Let's just say it's damages. You got to get them either to pay you, or let's just say you're trying to recover your property. And in this particular case, we're talking about real estate. If a person you have a tenant, you are a landlord, and the tenant will not leave the property, the first thing that the landlord must do is start legal action, a civil legal action, okay? If the landlord is fortunate enough to get a judgment uh, from uh, a judge, then that person who has been granted that judgment, they still have to go and do what is called a writ of possession. All right. That's when the sheriff department will not get involved unless you have this, what I got up there right now. You must have some documentation in your hand to support you being given a judgment of a writ of possession. If that person does not have an order from a court order, that is, granting him or her a writ of possession, then the sheriff department will not intervene. Because if they do, they will be doing something that is against the rules of civil procedure. That's what Thompson did. This was a case that was pending in November of 2017. That case, a judgment and order did not come until January of 2018. And on April the 6th of that same year, 2018, that's when the judge dismissed the case for both parties, the plaintiff and the defendant. So this case was still pending. So was it fair for Chief Thompson to terminate Lieutenant Ernest Fry for intervening in a civil matter that was against policy, he claimed, and also it violated the constitutional rights of another? We just witnessed on the video. Is that what Thompson did? He intervened in a legal action, and in doing that, he violated the constitutional rights of one party or the other. And if we have to speak on policies, the very policy that he claimed that Lieutenant Fry somewhat violated, well, Chief Thompson violated that same policy. So was it fair for Chief Thompson to terminate Lieutenant Fry. So that's basically all I had to show you all. Like I say, this was not my show that I was gonna be showing today, but I just wanted to come on and to speak to you all since this is my last show, Sunday show that is. If I do anything else going forward, it will be uh, say like you know uh, a special broadcast. Could be a case to where breaking news or something like that. Then yes, I will come back on. But in terms of my Sunday shows, unless this breaking news happen to fall on a Sunday, yes, I will broadcast Sunday. But there will be no more shows planned for Sunday. I will be going on my holiday break starting today, you know, and I will not be resuming my show until the next year, which is 2022. Hopefully, it'll be in March. All right. And that's when we will resume, kick it back up. I want to thank you all for sitting in with me for this 2021 season. I think this is my second season, third season, somewhere in there. I think it's 2 or 3 seasons I've been doing this here now. But as always, I'm going to take you all questions um, on any topic that we talked about. You know, we talked about the Rittenhouse case. We talked about the Arbery case. And this show today, we're talking about Chief Thompson perhaps terminating a police officer uh, and then turn around and do the very same act or somewhat similar that he terminated Lieutenant Ernest Fry for. All right. And then we're going to turn it over to you all. Okay. I just gave my commentary. I'm going to turn it over to you all. If we don't have any questions, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. And we still up on the hour. All right. So let's see who we got over here. Let me go over here right quick. All right. Remove that. Okay. Oh, I seem like we got. I just go through it once more. Okay, that's my sis. What's up, Tony Tone? That's my sis. What's up, sis? Love you. That's Tam. Miss Collins, how you doing? Again, that's Mrs. Cannon. How you doing? That's sis again. White privilege. I guess she's talking about the Rittenhouse case. All right. Uh, the judge threw this case. This is Mrs. Collins. The judge threw this case and he killed it, the prosecution with all the mess he did. Yeah, I will say this judge definitely need to be reported to the bar association. His conduct was very unbecoming as an officer of the court. Uh, there's no way that he should have belittled this this attorney on national world television. Uh, there's a place and time for that, and I think that his conduct was very mean spirit, nasty. In some cases, it may be a violation of the Wisconsin Bar Association in terms of ethics rules or canons or what have you. This judge definitely need to be investigated. Uh, and like I say, it's my personal opinion. Just from the Donald Trump ringtone that I showed last week, it just shows where his head is at. We all know, seen in the past 4 years, what Donald Trump stands for. And so that's my own personal opinion of him. All right. But again, this judge, if you want to call him a judge, he's just a disgrace. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking about the sound. Okay. That's the same one, isn't it? They got 2 judges. If that's what you mean, Tam, they got a case in Georgia and the Rittenhouse case. I think that was in Wisconsin. If that's what you mean, was that the same one? I'm not sure. So So he pretty much strong on the guy without the order even being seller. Exactly. I'm glad you picked that up. Exactly. Number one, he wasn't supposed. He was talking about Chief Thompson now. Number one, he was not even supposed to be getting involved in a civil matter. That's the first thing. If no laws are being broken, criminal laws, that is, the police department should never involve themselves in a civil matter. Okay? And Thompson terminated one of his police officers for involving himself upon the advice of Jim Harris. Jim Harris was the attorney for the defendant. And I'm thinking, or I thought I read, where the police officer, Mr. Ernest Fry, former officer Ernest Fry, he was acting upon um, the comments or the statement, if you will, of whatever communication he had with uh, Jim Harris. And so that's what he did. And I think it might have been warranted because you can't really involve yourself in civil matters. And I think there were some other things that went on uh, during that uh, appearance there at the Lucky Market that particular night. Uh, there were some questions of constitutional rights in terms of a warrantless search. Uh, I think there was also some comments where uh, I think they uh, confiscated marijuana there on the property. Don't know what happened to the marijuana, and so there are some other things that was going on as well. But as it relates to the warrantless search and making uh, a call that was considered to be a legal matter, uh, Thompson never should have done that, because to do that, which means he should not have held that against his lieutenant at that point in time, Officer Fry. All right. So I agree with you. You doing that, Mrs. Luster? You doing all right? Well, y'all, we right at the rock bottom there, and we kept it up under an hour. I know we had some slow time, and we lost a lot of time, probably about 10 minutes when we were starting up. So really, this probably right there is about a 40-minute broadcast. Uh, as I said, I don't turn it over to you all, giving you all an opportunity to uh, to come on and to speak your mind. This is the one show that you can come and you can participate. Uh, uh, voicing your concerns that relates to civil and social justice. In some cases, it could be political. And so this is one base that you can come to share your story. And I want to say this here before I close out. Again, to the police officers or even civilians, if you know anything uh, about the police officer uh, that I'm talking about, uh, uh, who is that? This Mrs. Luster saying, yes, how you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Hope you and your family are blessed as well. Uh, but I want to reach out to you all again. Please, if you have any information about the ranking police officers, I'm not going to call their name. You all know who I'm talking about. If you have any information on these ranking police officers who have committed uh, some type of violation, if you will, that it be policy or in some cases, as we talked about, showing up uh, drunk uh, at a particular place, that is considered to be public intoxication, which is a crime. All right. So hopefully we'll get that information again. There's my crawler down there, 870-740-1515. Matter of fact, I'm gonna check my phone right now to see if anybody done send me a I got my cell phone right now to see if anybody done send me an email or not an email, a text message. Don't seem like I'll see anything. Come on, y'all. Let's do it. And I want to say this here before I close. Um, I made a statement the other day about how things becoming so crazy um, in terms of you could be shot and killed for participating in protests. Uh, as I stated, due to this type of climate that we're living in right now, we should never ever allow people who have no business trying to play police officers coming out with high powered rifles to try to somewhat uh, uh, be somewhat chief and commander uh, when there is a protest in progress. And so I want to say this here. This is a gun carrying state. Uh, we do have individuals that participate in our protests, that when we have protests, and I want to say this here, sure, there be a case where we have another protest here in Mississippi County, that it be Blythe, that it be Osceola, for any of you fools out there who want to deputize yourself and try to come out to intimidate folks that are participating in our peaceful protests. We're there for peace. We're not there for trouble. But just like this just like this stand your ground or self-defense, when we participating in our protests, we will not be intimidated by those who found a need, if you will, to deputize themselves, vigilante type mentality, to want to come out and point rifles at us or whatever, or any kind of guns at us. We will not tolerate it. Okay? Like I say, we're there for peace. But in this climate that we are involved in now, that if we should ever do another protest, and we have had people just like the past, you didn't know it, because we know that there's fools out there. We always have had as many as probably, I ain't gonna even just count the number, but let me just say this here. There will be people amongst us who, quote unquote, can legally carry, all right? This is a gun carrying state that can legally carry. Those people will be in our company to protect peaceful protesters, okay? So you folks, though, you vigilantes out there want to act a fool and come out there and intimidate us, you better think twice, okay? That's my show, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I like we got another comment over here. Great job throughout the year. I sure appreciate you, Sister Tam, on your podcast, and I look forward to seeing it again next year. Excuse me. I want to say I thank you for being a faithful participant, tuning in, watching the shows. I know you can't make everyone, but I want to thank you and everyone else who are my regular viewers that find it somewhere in your schedule, Sunday after Sunday, to come listen and sit with me as I bring these broadcasts. So I thank you very much. Look like we're going to get Ms. Barnes and tune in. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving to you and your family. Likewise, Mrs. Barnes. And I hadn't forgot about you. We're still going to be talking about some of those school issues. I do plan to get the new maps. I was planning on speaking on that tonight as well. One thing that we're going to have to really be abreast to, whatever maps that are coming out, who is a designated person to review these maps to see if these maps are fair in terms of the way the lines are being drawn, uh, in terms of percentages. We don't want to get to a place where we got what is called packing. We pack a particular uh, race in one particular zone, and other zones are pretty much being given an advantage to the other race. So we got to be very cautious of the word called packing. All right, I explained that later. Uh, Redlining is going on. We redistricting statewide. I'm hoping that our state legislators, our county legislators, I'm hoping that they on top of redistricting. This is something that has been done by both parties who's in power. And what they normally try to do is draw the lines that favor their particular candidate. All right. So we got to watch that. Remember, Arkansas is one of 3 or 4 states that have never, ever sent a black man or a black woman to the United States House of Representatives or to the United States Senate House. We have never. We're one of 4 states. Why do you think that's so? Again, it's all about redistricting, which the word that is quote unquote come known to be known as gerrymandering. That's drawing the lines in a way to favor one particular candidate as opposed to another. All right. So again, I thank you all for tuning in. I want you all to see if we got anything else over here. Happy holidays to you too, Tam. It's Mrs. Bond. Okay. Wow. Exactly. And so again, I will be getting with you, and I want to say to each and every one, please come back, tune in with me again. And of course, I want to say to you all, may you all have a happy, Merry Thanksgiving. And please, by all means, be safe if you're traveling over the highways. Be careful going in and out of department stores, because there's people out there that will try to do you harm. All right. So until next time, 2022, or either a special broadcast, I want to say peace and love, good night, and God bless.